Meantime, concerned seniors are still waiting for their first dose of the vaccine ahead of expanded eligibility for more Coloradans next week. KRDO News Channel 13's Jen Moynihan explains how some local clinics are working together to prioritize those most in need.
This new location on North Weber Street, which just opened today, vaccinated at least 150 shortly before closing for the day. It's just one example of a larger effort by local clinics to prioritize those most in need.
Of course, our phones have been ringing off the hook.
As vaccine eligibility for more Coloradans expands, concern remains for the most vulnerable in our community.
Our 70-plussers are concerned about, yes, I'm on a list, but when will you get to me?
Chief Operations Officer for Matthews View, Paul Novotny, says they have at least 3,200 Coloradans age 70 and up waiting right now.
All of those lists right now, we're focused on our 70-year-old and plus residents,
which they're prioritizing ahead of the newly eligible residents able to sign up next week.
Developed a very robust program of getting back to them and, as best we can, keeping them in line on that list.
He says this, combined with the demand their clinic experienced during its first public vaccination in January, is why they're partnering with Peak Vista for a joint event tomorrow to dole out 700 additional doses.
We've had a kind of a mantra of, as fast as we get it into folks as quickly as possible, because it doesn't do any good sitting on our shelves.
But he says that doesn't mean they're not planning ahead for the next group.
As these phases are rolled out, they're coming into as concentric circles and they're overlapping a certain degree. So there's not a hard and fast day that we finish with the healthcare workers and the 1As.
Which is why he says it's important for seniors still waiting not to feel discouraged.
If you haven't been reached out to, know that we're not forgetting you, and none of our vaccine partners are. It's just as the availability comes.
Novotny says they're also gearing up for another vaccination event next Saturday to provide secondary doses to the first 800 that were vaccinated earlier this year. Reporting in Colorado Springs, Jen Moynihan, KRDO News Channel 13.